Poilievre says that he won't introduce anti-union policies as prime minister, but we already know that that's a lie. The conservative policy document, which guides their beliefs, literally outlines union busting right here for public sector unions. So if you think that he's not going to introduce anti-union legislation, you're wrong. He's only going to do it for the public sector, which you might be in favor of. What that does is open up the doors for provincial conservative premiers to enable union busting, not just in the public sector, but in the private sector in their own provinces. Just because Pierre's not going to do it doesn't mean that conservatives aren't going to do it. Essentially boiling frogs in a pot of water, whatever the analogy is. Turn up the heat just a little bit, only target specific groups, people that are easy to attack, those cushy public sector workers, and slowly turn up the heat. And we know that union busting legislation in the US actually drives down wages, not just for the workers who are affected by it, but even non-unionized workers. This is basic economics and supply and demand. When workers have more bargaining power, we can get better pay, regardless of whether or not you are in a union. When unionized auto plants negotiate a new contract, the non-unionized plants basically get the exact same deal. It's essentially how the managers of the non-unionized plants prevent those plants from being unionized. So the non-unionized members benefit from the work of the union. Everybody benefits when unions are fighting on behalf of workers. Well, everybody except for the billionaires. They'll just be slightly less billionaire-ish. Don't fall for Pierre's tricks. Just because it's not going to affect your job specifically doesn't mean that it's not going to affect your wages. It will.